All right, guys. So welcome to this live session here with your host, Dre Day FX. So as we do every weekdays, we look at the Forex indices and middle market. So hope everyone had a great weekend. So today is December 8th, 2025. So let's get it here, guys. Should be a chill day. Don't think there's any news today. Most likely it will be tomorrow, but let's go on Forex Factory here. So what we could see here is that, there's no high impact news here for the New York session. Let's look at what happened here this morning in the European market. So we had the German industrial production month to month. So it was at 1.8%. Last month it was 1.1%, so that was positive. I think we receive an alert here in regards to that. But we have the Italian bank holiday today. And let's look at the other thing. So we have the M2 money stock year to year for Japan. Didn't have any details of that, even though it was already passed. Strange. Oh, it didn't pass yet. So that'll be later on today at the Asian session open. So that's going to be really important here, guys. So M2 money supply for Japan. So we'll see exactly if it's going to be positive, negative, but I'm most likely, I think it's going to be negative here. Overall in regard to the market here, but we'll see how it goes on that front. And we have Australian dollar here later on here at the Asian session. So that's something to look at here in regards to your trading. So now we're going to be looking at the TV alert app. And in the TV alert app, show you guys a few things here. So this is an application here that I created to send alerts here that are coming from TradingView on indicators, especially for the lit indicator. So this is the institutional liquidity tracker that I have. And basically on the app, you have the news ticker. You have the signal ticker here for the day. So we had 3 signals here today. And you have the upcoming signal here will be here. And you have the list of signals here that you received for today or the other days here. So you could scroll down and it's going to give you the actual dates here. So today we only had 3. And then at the bottom, you have the economic calendar. So you have to select the country that you're focusing on trading on. So this is US right here. And you just have to look to see exactly the opportunity high impact news. So that'll be tomorrow here on the 9th. And we have on the 10th here. So you have the Fed rate on Wednesday. So that's going to be a really important day here. So pretty straightforward here to on this app. And then finally, we have the TradingView indicators that we're going to be looking at. Hey, Leon, you have a great day. So in the apps here, so we're going to look at the indicators that I'm going to be using, most of them on our live. So first is the MTA V5. So this is a multi-time frame analysis indicator to provide you the last 5 days of open close levels. So I'll give you exactly some levels here to of interest to look for. So right now we are cluttered here in regards to this level here right now. So we'll see exactly if it's going to push to the upside or then start to go to the downside. Next we have Nova. This is a trend indicator, give you the trend in the market. So if it's a bullish or bearish trend, pretty straightforward here to understand. So right now we're in a bullish market here on US30. On the 1 hour chart, I'm just gonna roll down here on the 15 because I was looking at the 1 hour earlier. There we go. So currently bullish. So if we're bearish here, we need to break to the downside here from that cloud to go to the downside. So the higher time frame here is a 2 hour for this indicator, and currently on the 15-minute chart, we are up here right now. All right. Next, we have FVG, fair value gaps in the market. So this is a 1 hour fair value gap. So you're seeing on the chart. So this is a 1 hour bullish fair value gap. So price went almost to it and started to go to the upside. So most likely when you see that, it's going up. So right now we're still looking for bearish fair value gaps, but for now we still have bullish fair value gaps here that are being created. So that means that the market is still bullish here currently. So if it switch, it's going to create the bearish fair value gaps here in the market. Next, we have POC and VWAP, so point of control, volume weighted average price. So you have basically two lines. So the first line that you're seeing here, just going to zoom in a little bit for you guys. So you have the point of control here, and you have the VWAP. So pretty simple. If we're trading, if the price action is above those lines, that means that we're bullish. If it's below the line, we're bearish. If we're within those lines, that means that we're consolidating. So right now we're pretty much consolidating. We just got to break out to the upside right now, but we'll see exactly if we're going to continue to the upside. But that's pretty much the gist of it here of that indicator. Next, we have point of control and the pivot point, edge, high-low edge. So I'll give you the pivot points in the market. So basically, visually, it's really to see exactly the higher lows, or lower highs, lower lows in the market. So right now we have a higher low here, a lower high, and a higher low right here. So if price right now, we're still waiting for that candle to close to confirm the pivot point. So it's still pending, but it may start to continue to the upside. And if it does, that means that the pivot point will be switched to a higher price. But if we're going down, we need to break those pivot points here to the downside here. So you could use that as stop loss and take profit zones for your trades if you want to. And then we have supply and demand. So supply and demand here is zones here in the market to have the price bounce off of. For supply, that means that there was a lot of bullish sell orders here at the top, and that's the red one, and the blue one is the demand zone. So that means that we have a lot of buyers here at that level. All right. So currently we're looking at a 1 hour, and if we're looking at the current time frame for that, just have to remove this and add this. There we go. So right now we're in basically pretty much a supply zone, and we had a demand zone right here that price bounced off of pretty much right here, and we're still pushing. So right now we're pretty much at basically a consolidation phase because we have a lot of levels here between those two supplies and demand zones. So we'll see exactly how it's going to go. All right, so that's pretty much the gist of it here, guys. So we're going to be opening up a pivot point and the point of the POC and VWAP. So we're focusing on those two. And let's see if we have anything here. Perfect. All right. So let me look. So we still have 4 minutes left before market open. We're just going to look at the alerts that we received this morning. We have 3 of them. So I'm just going to go back here on the TV alert. So if you missed the beginning of the call, give you an update here on what we changed on the Alert app. So right now you're going to see exactly the actual user that the alert came from. So since it's coming from me, you're going to see my username. So Dre Day FX, it's right there. And at the bottom, you're going to see exactly the strategy that is used for those alerts. So the strategy here is LIT, L-I-T. So LIT is Liquidity Institutional Tracker. So this is the acronym for that strategy. And also on the alerts, you're going to see exactly the username that the alert came from and the strategy at the bottom of the price, right? So, and also we added the stop loss and take profit because there will be some setups here that will have stop loss and take profits also, and that will be used on with EFX. So we're just testing out a few things here in the background. So we're almost done on the app and all that stuff. So I'm pretty excited here of what's going to be coming out here in a couple of weeks. So that's gonna be amazing here. So just letting you know here that this week will be the last live for the year. Next week I'm gonna have my doctor's appointment, so for sure I'm gonna be out and about here, and I may have another injection in my eye, so that's why I'm going to be out of commission for a couple of days. But since we're almost at the end, 1 week before Christmas next week, we're going to close out the year like this. So we still have less than 2 minutes before market open. Less than 2 minutes. And let me know if you took some trade here this morning. Like I said, I was going to look at the alerts. So that was German sell, French sell, UK buy, 302, 203, and 302. So let's look. Just gonna look at the German. German at 2. Yeah, so we had a sell here. Went US30 for buy. So, and France was a sell. So France was good. So we were able to do some quick scalp here on the indices this morning. So on our live, we're going to be looking at the US30, NASDAQ, S&P 500, Russell 2000, then gold and German 40. All right. So it is moving right now. So US30 is going down right now. So we're trading below the point of control. All right. All right. So still waiting for an alert here, but right now US30 is going down right now. Mais pourquoi ça? All right. So US30 is a sell. So let's look at the 4 hour and see exactly what's happening here. All right, so we are SSB 500 is a sell. SSB 500 is a sell. So 4 hours looking bearish here right now. We still have some point of control. The pivot points here. But we may continue to the upside. Russell 2000 is a sell. Yeah, right now it seems that we're breaking out here. All right, so let me go back in. All right. Oh my God. Fora de conta. É, oui. Aí, eu vou ver. All right, so let me look into trades. So now we're pushing to the downside. All right, so now it's pushing, so looking good. So now we have this level here to pass on the 15. So if we're at that level currently. So if we're pushing towards this pivot point, that means that we're still going bearish here. So we have a lot of leeway here to go down. Like I was expecting here last week, told you guys that we're looking to go short here in the market starting upcoming week. Hey, Leon, how's are you in a trade right now, or what's up? Seems you've been quiet for a few days here. So US30 sell and Russell sell. Let's look at Russell. No, that's not what I want to do. It's this one here. So Russell is a sell. So everything looking bearish here right now. You have, I think we had the. So we had the US30, US30, 939, 937, 936. Russell, 935. That control. I have to switch that. US30 and 35. Yeah. Alizada, sometimes this. Okay, I have to fix that. This person is just a Judah swing. Okay, so he said that you're trading bullish market in indices. I do not have profit with this signal. What do you mean you don't have profit with this signal? Which signal? Is it the US30 one or? You gotta remember, if you're scalping, it doesn't matter if it's going up or down. It's you have to get what you're. If you were getting a signal, if it makes sense to take the signal, you can scalp it and then you get out. The notion of scalping is to get in and out of the market within a certain amount of time. It could be a few minutes, a couple of candles, and you're out. Because you consider scalping as okay, I'm taking a signal and I'm getting out in an hour or so, it's not considered as scalping. You're day trading. So that means that you're holding on to a trade for a couple of hours and you're done, or you're swing trading. You're holding on to a trade for a couple of days, couple of weeks. But if you're scalping, if you consider it as a scalper, you should be in and out of the market within the next 30 minutes. You could always even make a profit here in a couple of minutes here. Okay, but because you told me that you were going to do scalping and now you're switching for intraday, so you have to. Are you following the plan and all that we discussed? It seems that you're doing your own thing. Because you clearly told me that you were going to scalp, but now you're telling me that you're intraday trading. Okay, that's okay, but now you see clearly that you're. I had no good experience with scalping signals. You're talking about scalping signals. What do you mean scalping signal? What are scalping signals? Remember, the signal that you're receiving on the TV Alert app is actual directional indication. So the direction is currently saying that it's bearish. And also, if you're trading with the trend specifically, if you go on Nova. Nova is right here. So if you trade Nova, let me close that. Currency is still bullish here. So as long as we're passing this signal, this cloud, we are bullish. So that doesn't mean that you need to take a trade right now, guys. You could scalp it for a quick sell, but if you're bullish for the market, that's okay also. I have to fix that. So when you say scalping signal, you have to clarify what you mean, Leon. Okay, but the like I said, the signal, that's, you didn't understand. The signals in the alert app is not for scalping specifically. It's providing you with directional indication in the market based on the institutional liquidity. Currently the institutional liquidity is telling you that it's selling right now. If it's buying, it's buying. But you cannot only wait for the alert to come in and take the trade on what the alert is telling you. You need to look at all of the other factors. That could be your point of control, your VWAP, your pivot points, your market structure, your price, the price action, what it's doing currently, and you make your decision off of that. Is that clear? But it seems that you were waiting for the signal to come in and take that trade based off of that. You could do that, yes, but it's not all of it in trading. So we had US30 for sell. If you had scalped it, yes, you would be in profit. Should be already out of the trade. But right now, like I said, the other indicators are still showing you that we're still bullish. So the move that they did is really, they're grabbing liquidity here at the bottom that was still in the downside, and they may continue to the upside. But right now we have if we look at the pivot points here, we have the lower highs. We have lower highs here. We have a high, we have a lower high, we have a higher low, higher low, higher low. All right, so our multiple higher lows here. We have lower highs. Right now, we want to see exactly if we want to go up, all right? If we want to continue to the upside, we need to break this pivot point here, this lower high here. If it doesn't do that, there's really like two options. It needs to break this one, or it needs to break this one. The price actually needs to do one or two things, all right? So if we want to go down, we need to break this last higher low. Or if we want to go up, we need to break this last lower high. All right. So this move is most likely to grab some liquidity here. NASDAQ is a sell. So if they really went to grab some liquidity here at the bottom here, and you could still see that, you see we had a big bearish candle here. We broke to the upside. Now we went back down to take the liquidity here off of this candle right here. So if I close, just gonna go back here. If I close pivot point, and I just mark this level right here, we could clearly see that if we remove the let me check to see exactly if I'm on the right candle thing. Yeah. All right. Oops. Let me close that. Here we go and go. So you could look at what I do here. I already put a fib body to body at this point and see exactly what is that 50%. Okay, so that's another thing that you could do. And I'm gonna remove point of control. All right, so 50% is right here, 61.8, 786. And I'm going to remove the first one and the last one. And I'm going to remove yeah, okay, I removed it. All right. So if we really want to go up, we need to break out of this level here. All right. This candle. But if not, like I said, we have a pivot point that is right here that we can look at. And price went way down right here. Took some liquidity. But right now, it's still looking bearish here in the market. So if I remove, just going to remove this one here. So that was the top of that wick. So if we want to go up, we need to have a reaction off of those three levels here. We have a reaction right now. Like I said, the first move that we consider as Leon says, a Judas swing is the candle to grab the liquidity here. All right. Now, if we want to go up, like I said, we need to have a reaction off of that candle here. Even though we passed it, we grabbed liquidity here at the bottom. Did we? Yes. So if I open up, that was the H1. All right. So as you can see, we are reacting off of that candle here. All right. So I could, because I was on 1 hour, so I'm just going to refine my bearish candle here. So you have this one here, but this one, that doji is pretty much important also. All right, because as you could see, price just went way down right here and started to reverse. So right now, if I put up the pivot point, we should have a pivot point here. Yep. So we have a pivot point that is created. So this is the new higher low. So that was that was the previous higher low. We almost tried to reach that higher low right here, but we're not able to pass it. So now we're going up here. All right. So now that is confirmed, you can remove the drawings, and now you have a pivot point to put your new fib off of. All right, and I'm just gonna remove the pivot point, so I make sure that I'm on the right candle, and also the fib, you have to put it from wick to wick, right? So my wick is right here. The next wick is right here. So this is the high, this is the low. We already went at 61.8. So most likely we may start to go down here. And also you have to look at your 4 hour and see exactly what you should be looking for. And remember, you always want to see the 4 hour. Look at your 4 hour to see exactly the direction. The 4 hour is the actual trend, right? So I could clearly see that we have a pivot point here on the 4 hour. All right. We have a pivot point right here. We have a pivot point right here. And we have all of that, the real estate here to push to the downside. So most likely, price will continue to the downside. And remember, always look at your 4 hour, especially if you're a day trader and you're swing trading. You need to look at your higher time frame. And when I say higher time frame, you don't need to look at the monthly, the weekly. You need to look at your maximum daily 4 hour, 1 hour. And if you're trading intraday, 1 hour, 4 hour is the most that you should be looking at. Right. And for anyone that received the renewal letters, if you're not interested in renewing, make sure to send me an email to Dre Day FX management or let me know, because place the amount of people that will be limited here for next year. So I'm trying. I really want to branch out here and minimize the amount of people here in my mentorship. Even though you don't see anyone on the Discord, there's some people that are out of Discord because they don't like that platform, and I'm still working with them. So don't only focus on the Discord, because most of the people aren't on Discord. So Discord is only there for the information here of the indicator specifically, but for the rest, it's Zoom calls and some follow-ups. So as you said, S&P 500 is bullish on Nova on 4 hour. Okay. So 4 hour Nova. But let's look. But right now we are bearish on the 15, Leon. 4 hour is you said 4 hour is bullish, yeah. So the trend is bullish, but remember the indicator here is all of the indicators here. You have to understand that all the indicators are lagging indicators. So even though you have the indications here, you still need to look at the price action and see exactly if it makes sense that it's still going up. And if we are breaking out of previous pivot points and the point of control. The point of control is the most important thing. All right. So if I go on the 15-minute chart on S&P 500, right now we're below the point of control and below the VWAP, because the point of control and VWAP is pretty much at the same level right now. And I always say that if we have point of control and VWAP, the previous day point of control and VWAP next to each other, most likely we have a bearish movement. Currently, market is still bullish here. We're below. Let me open up the VWAP here. Just gonna change the color of the VWAP in the background. Put it on white. So currently the price is below the current VWAP. All right. So the current VWAP is the actual line. You're gonna see it's like a EMA, but it's not. It's based off of volume, and you see clearly that it's below, the price is below that line here. All right. So everything is below. Previous week VWAP is above, but everything is looking below. So that means that we are bearish. So eventually this market bias bullish will switch to bearish. And once again, you need to look at those indicators. If you're looking at point of control and VWAP, look at previous day, current VWAP, previous day VWAP. Those three are the most important thing, all right? Market bias, you could remove it. So if two out of basically if the previous day VWAP and the previous day point of control and the current VWAP are all going the same direction, you should be going in that direction. All right. So right now, everything is pushing down here. And especially if you're, Leon, if you're looking at if you're intraday, like you're telling me, you should be looking at the 1 hour. That will be the highest point that you should be looking for. So if I look at the 1 hour, I'm just gonna put my move over here to 1 hour. But even 1 hour, if you, that's the thing. If you're looking intraday, Leon, because you're looking at a too much higher time frame. So right now, it's still, everything is looking bearish here on that. Especially if you have the point of control. Let me show you the modification that you need to do. because I think you're confusing yourself here for no reason. So make sure to remove the market sentiment, all right? And focus on if it's above, below, below, above, all right? And I'll show you. No, this is the dynamic. This is the background, and this I think this one I need to remove. Give me 2 seconds. Brief currency appears weak. I think that was missing the. Hold on. Just find out that I was missing the previous week, previous month, previous week. Oh, okay, the previous week is not removing. So market sentiment, remove it. And make sure to save as default. And just focus on those, all right? Current VWAP, previous day VWAP, previous day POC. You have the previous week, but the previous week is only for informational purposes because based on what you're trading, you should be only focusing on the current and the previous day. So if you're using those two, the current and previous day info with the point of control, so the current VWAP, previous day VWAP, and the previous day POC, if everything align, that means that you should be selling here. So starting at this level here, okay, so the VWAP and POC, the previous day VWAP and POC is pretty much at the same level right here. So if I do a replay, you see here, everything is above. All right, and all right, so on this candle here, when the price close, you see everything, current VWAP is below. So this is the line that you see here in the background. You have the dynamic POC at the top. Price is below those two lines. All right, those basically moving average lines. And you have the previous day POC and the previous day VWAP is below because the previous day POC and VWAP is at that level right here. So at this point, you should be looking for sells. So this, you see that this candle just broke that market structure. Okay, it did basically a breakout. And now we just have to see if it's going to retest and continue to go down. And right now, that's exactly what it did. It break down, retest that point of control right here with that wick. And we are still down here. All right. And we have the pivot point also that I'm going to open up. So you can see. we had a pivot point right here that the price broke. You don't see it there, but I'm pretty sure there was one here. You had one here. So if I do another replay, so you could see, at this point, we had a pivot point right here, pivot point right here. We had a lower high here. And if we look at the price action, create a new pivot. All right. Higher low, lower high, lower high, higher low. All right. Now we broke those higher low, broke this one also. And this is where we're at right now. So market structure was showing you clearly that it was going down. So you had higher low, lower highs, and price was going down. So right now it's still pushing to the downside. So hopefully that's clear. So make sure to make the modification here on the point of control and VWAP. Remove the sentiment section, so that way you don't see the actual market bias. All right, so I'm just gonna go back here so I could show you again. So you go on your settings, scroll down, make sure that the show market sentiment is unchecked, and you save as default. And you just have to focus on the current VWAP, previous day VWAP, and previous day point of control. Okay? So only with that, if you're looking at price action specifically, point of control, you should be good. All right, so let's go back here on the signal that we received. So we had Russell for a sell. So it is currently going down. So we had that sell here pretty much at that point. Going down right now, we're tracing a little bit. We had US30 here for a sell, and we are selling. All right. So we are selling. And we had the SSP 500, I think. No, NASDAQ was a sell also. So NASDAQ is currently selling here. All right. So everything was bearish. So the direction for the institutional liquidity was telling you that it was going down, and that's exactly what we had. So signals here on the TV app was correct. But if you were looking for bullishness, for sure you wouldn't take any trades, so that's normal. But that was pretty much straightforward here. All right, guys, so let's close it out this session here. So we had bearish movement here overall today in the market. And we're gonna continue that tomorrow. We're gonna have another session here at 9:15. Remember, we have news events here tomorrow. And that will be, and also we have news at on Wednesday too also. So it's gonna be a interesting week here overall. So like I said, I was looking for bearish movement here today overall for the week, and we seems that we just started to do that. So we'll see exactly how the upcoming days will give us. All right, guys. So thank you so much for being on this live. Make sure to like and subscribe to the channel. And for the next upcoming lives will be done on this channel specifically. And if there's any news here in regards to the other things that I'm going to be doing, I will let you all know here on my YouTube channel. But yeah, we should be good here in regards to this week. Should be interesting here. Okay. So I wish you a wonderful rest of your day here, guys, and talk to you soon. See you tomorrow. Peace.